One person is dead following a fire in Santa Claus this morning. We'll have the latest. Plus, Southridge Middle School will have a new principal next year. More on the changes there. And Cheryl Schnell and Nathan Verkamp join host Bill Potter for another in a series of Meet the Candidates episodes of Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. One person is dead and another is in the hospital following a fire this morning at a home in Santa Claus. Just before 6:35 a.m. Central Time, firefighters with the Santa Claus and Carter Township Fire Departments were called to a home on fire in the 900 block of South Snowball Lane inside of Christmas Lake Village. The home was totally engulfed in flames by the time firefighters arrived. Indiana State Police say 66-year-old Maureen Gregory was able to get out of the house safely. However, her husband, 65-year-old Brian Gregory, did not make it out. The Indiana Fire Marshal's office has ruled the fire accidental. They say it started in the living room after Maureen Gregory had dropped a cigarette and could not pick it up before the fire started. Meanwhile, investigators say Brian Gregory had tried to get out of the home but passed out due to smoke inhalation before he could get out. Maureen Gregory was airlifted to University of Louisville Hospital for treatment of smoke inhalation and first-degree burns. State police say she is listed in stable condition. Authorities say that the home was a total loss. Indiana State Police, Santa Claus Police, the Spencer County Coroner's Office, the Indiana State Fire Marshal's Office, and Spencer County EMS also assisted at the scene. Southridge Middle School will have a new principal next year. During last night's Southwest DuBois School Board meeting, current principal Al Mihalowicz stated that he will be stepping down as the middle school principal at next month's board meeting. He says he plans to move into a role at the corporation's central office sometime this summer. The 64-year-old Mihalowicz has served the Southwest DuBois district for 40 years in all. He has been the principal at Southridge Middle School since 1994. Mihalowicz says the decision was not an easy one.
That complex has been my life. From spending about 18 years at the high school or 19 years at the high school, I spent a little bit of time, half the time at central office and half at the high school as assistant, for 3 years. But 40 years with kids, it's tough to give up. But I know that it's going to be in good hands.
Mihalowicz was appointed as transportation director for the school corporation back in August. Meanwhile, Superintendent Mike Eineman says current assistant principal Annette Altmeyer will likely succeed Mihalowicz as middle school principal. She was appointed as assistant principal at August's board meeting. Altmeyer says that she wants to keep the middle school moving forward.
I hope to bring a lot more technology into the classroom and with the students. And I'm so excited about 5-Star coming on board with us to help in that transition and get those things going. I'm thrilled and excited to be home at Southridge. This is where my children go to school. This is where I've lived.
Prior to coming to Southridge Middle School, the 45-year-old Altmeyer taught 7th grade math at Heritage Hills Middle School. She also taught algebra and geometry at Heritage Hills High School. In other notes, the Southwest Board recognized the corporation's Students of the Month last night. This month's winners were Holland Elementary School 3rd grader Xavier Horton, Huntingburg Elementary 5th grader Esmeralda Garcia, Southridge Middle School 8th grader Lauren Bailey, and Southridge High School senior Elizabeth Brinkman. A Bloomington man was taken into custody last night after he physically abused his mother. At about 9:05 p.m., Huntingburg police were called to an apartment in the Oak Ridge complex on a report of battery. When they arrived, police found Pamela Ratliff locked in a bedroom. Ratliff, who lived at the apartment, told police that her son, 36-year-old Toby Brown, had pushed her and hit her in the face, which police later confirmed. When asked about the incident, Brown told police he thought the woman he hit was his girlfriend and not his mother. Brown was found to be in possession of a Schedule IV controlled substance after a search. Brown was arrested and booked into the DuBois County Security Center. He is facing a Class B misdemeanor for battery and a Class C felony for possession of a controlled substance. That charge is a felony because the substance was found in a government family housing unit. DuBois County Sheriff's deputies also assisted. A nationwide event aimed at removing unwanted prescription drugs from homes is set for later this month across our viewing area. This year's 8th National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day will be held next Saturday, April 26th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Folks can drop off their unwanted, expired, or unused prescription medicines at any Indiana State Police post during that time frame, excluding the Indiana Toll Road site. Locally, the Jasper and Evansville posts will be taking the prescription drugs. Here in Dubois County, 2 additional collection sites will be set up. These will be the St. Anthony Fire Station and the Dubois Fire Station. Both of those locations will be open from 10 a.m. till noon next Saturday. Officials say even controlled substances like ADHD drugs will be accepted as part of this Take-Back Day. New or used needles will not be accepted, as the collection is intended to be for liquid and pill medications only. The DEA says past drug take-back days have been very successful. They say more than 324 tons of prescription drugs were collected during last October's event alone. Local students will be taking part in a statewide challenge on fuel efficiency later this month. Coming up on Monday, April 28th, students from Forest Park, Jasper, South Spencer, and Southridge High Schools will be taking part in the 19th Annual Indiana Mathematics, Science, and Technology Education Alliance's Super Mileage Challenge. The challenge will be held at Lucas Oil Raceway Park on Indianapolis's west side starting at 8:30 a.m. on the 28th. In this competition, students build their own cars under the supervision of a school faculty member. Students are responsible for designing and building the cars, as well as for raising any and all funding that is needed for the project. Engines are supplied by Briggs & Stratton Corporation, but all other parts have to be bought by the team or donated by event sponsors. This year's challenge is sponsored by Vincennes University, the Schools of Technology at both Ball State and Purdue Universities, and Lucas Oil Raceway Park. Now, there are 31 cars in all entered in this year's challenge. The cars represent 23 Indiana high schools. 2 cars from Greenville High School in Tennessee are also competing this year. The cars are broken up into 4 different classes. These are stock, new stock, unlimited, and exhibition. 7 cars apiece will run in the stock and new stock classes. 15 cars will compete in the unlimited class, while 2 will compete in the exhibition class. Cars in the unlimited class are among the most economically built in the world. The average mileage, more than 1,000 miles per gallon. This year's field will be seeking to break the 1,500 mile per gallon barrier. To be eligible, a school has to submit a detailed technical proposal covering all aspects of designing and constructing the car. The proposal thus ensures that students will be exposed to scientific principles that go into high mileage and technology in car building. Finally this evening, traffic is once again crossing the Ohio River between Madison, Indiana and Milton, Kentucky. The Milton-Madison Bridge reopened last night almost 4 hours ahead of time. The bridge reopening comes a week after the span was slid into place from temporary supports. Governors Mike Pence of Indiana and Steve Beshear of Kentucky said the project was a fine achievement. Pence said residents of both states should be commended for their patience during the project, and Beshear said the area was a part of engineering history. Highway officials say the truss of the bridge, nearly half a mile long, is the longest in North America to be slid laterally into place. It was slid 55 feet from temporary supports onto its refurbished original piers. Some work on the project does remain, and the bridge continues to have a 20-mile-per-hour speed limit. All right, coming up after the break, your local forecast, sports with Kurt Guxell, and Inform featuring Cheryl Schnell and Nathan Burkamp. That's all up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.